Lumberloon is absolutely back with the new Evo Inferno Dragon, and a lot of you know this is my favorite deck of all time. I find myself finishing easily an Ultimate Champion every single season with this deck. So today, I'm here to give you guys my best tips on how to master this deck in as quick amount of time as possible. At the end, I'll also play a game in Path of Legends, which I'm currently in Masters 3, to give you guys some real gameplay. When playing Lumberloon, my first tip, and one of the most important tips, is never play the first card. Let them play the first card every single time. I know it's really annoying sometimes to wait and wait for them to play their first card, but it's the correct play. And God forbid, never start the game with Lumberloon at the bridge before anything has been played. You could easily just lose the game right there by committing 9 Elixir, and maybe they have a perfect counter for only 4 or 5 Elixir, and you're cooked. My next tip, which is super important, is to get max value with your Tornado as much as possible. There are so many reasons Tornado is so perfect with this deck, and it starts with the bowler. The bowler is so good, especially in front of the tower. If you can Tornado everything in front of the tower, the bowler can get value by hitting all of the troops and hitting the tower, getting a ton of damage, because bowler does way more damage than you might think. But also Tornado is really good when you're using it to pair it up with even Freeze or Electro Dragon, even Lumberjack's Rage. Sometimes I like to Tornado troops in front of the tower, so my Lumberjack's Rage will drop right in front of the tower in order for my balloon to stay raged when it's on the tower. Also, Tornado is obviously super good on defense. The best use of Tornado, or the most common use, is just tornadoing Hog Rider to King Tower. If your opponent places a naked hog, you can just tornado it to King Tower, get 0 hits on your princess, and get King Tower activation. Something that you need to keep in mind is that you're almost always wanting to push off of counter pushes. A naked Lumberloon at the bridge is only viable if you know their elixir is very low, or you know that their counters to your balloon are all out of cycle. Besides that, you want to be working on building counter pushes off of your defensive plays, like when you have a bowler in the back, you build it up with an E-Dragon, and now they're still alive after playing defense, and you have enough elixir to now go Lumberloon in front of them at the bridge. That's how you get max value. You can tornado everything in, you can freeze, you can get chain damage on the tower with the bowler and the Electro Dragon, and it's just perfect. But the times that mostly is going to happen is in double elixir. So my next tip is to not push in single elixir unless you are absolutely certain that you have a good enough elixir advantage and or they don't have the correct counters in cycle. Most of the time in single elixir, I'm just trying to defend. I'm okay with them getting a little bit of damage on either tower, because that is something you have to understand with this deck, is that it's okay to let them get damage. You can't defend everything because you have to spend a lot of elixir for every single card besides the bar barrel or maybe the tornado. But besides that, there's no need in using a 5 elixir bowler to prevent them from getting 300 damage on your tower. It just isn't worth it in the long run. And my next tip is that you can use freeze in a lot of scenarios. Like boom, right here, I used a freeze just for the Lumberjack to get a lot of damage on the tower. It doesn't have to be with your balloon. It doesn't have to be with your Inferno Dragon, because obviously that's another great option if that locks on the tower. But it can be with something as simple as the Lumberjack. I kind of do want to build a little bit on the fact that you don't need to defend everything in single elixir, especially if your right tower is, let's say, at 2500 HP, your left tower is at full health, like 4000 health, 4000 whatever, and your opponent, let's say, has like a 75% HP knight going across the bridge towards your left tower. You can completely leave that in single elixir. The only other option that would make sense to me in that scenario in single elixir is if you put a bowler in the middle, but on the right side of the middle, so that it'll pull the knight and then you can start a counter push on the right side. That's only if you have a lot of elixir though. If you're low on elixir, don't use too much. Don't use all your elixir to defend a small push. That won't hurt you too much to take the damage of. My next tip, which is really important, is the new Evo Inferno Dragon is a really cool card and a really good card, but you have to use it correctly. So what I've noticed ever since starting to use the Evo Inferno Dragon is that you want to use it on defense first. You don't want to put it at the bridge just to start a push with it, or to put it behind a Lumberloon when there's nothing there for it to build up its, what's it called, rage or whatever you want to call it, to make it attack faster. You want to build up that whole rage thing or whatever before it's on offense, so then by the time you're pushing with it, it's just one-shotting everything, and it's absolutely perfect. I also didn't mention, because I don't have Evo Lumberjack or Electro Dragon yet, which I need to buy one, that yes, you are going to need to use one of those, but I do recommend Evo Inferno Dragon as the main evolution. I do think that both Evo Lumberjack and Evo Electro Dragon are equally as usable. It just depends on your own preference or what you just have. One thing I cannot stress enough is do not force a small or weak push. If you've been struggling to get damage all game and it's double elixir now, you feel like you need to go get damage, but you know they have a lot of elixir, why are you just putting a naked Lumberloon at the bridge? There is a very, very low chance you're even getting a single hit, not even death damage, from the balloon on the tower. You need to be patient. Hold up. Also, wait a second. Here's the interaction I was talking about with the Hog Rider to get King Tower activation. That's how you need to use that tornado. Anyways, back to the next tip. You need to be actually building off counter pushes like I said before. So defend until you have a good counter push going. You have a bowler behind your push. You have an Electro Dragon behind your push. Then you have enough Elixir to go Lumberloon. You want to have something supporting that Lumberloon in order to actually make a very solid push. And you have to have enough Elixir for freeze, which is why you want to push in double Elixir, mostly not single Elixir, because it's hard to get that much Elixir down and still have enough for freeze. You won't always need freeze though, and one of my biggest tips for freeze is that you don't want to use freeze if you only have like 4 Elixir and it's single Elixir, because you use all your Elixir on freeze, you might just be cooked to a counter push. So I do rarely use the freeze card in single Elixir, which I feel like is important to know. And the last thing I want to talk about before we get into a game is your hard counter. The thing you are hard countered by, the single card, is the Elixir pump. There's nothing you can do about an Elixir pump being played. You don't have a spell, you don't have like a miner that can take care of it. Pretty much you have to hope if you have Lumberloon in cycle, when they go with an Elixir pump in the back, you need to just immediately Lumberloon to the bridge. It doesn't really matter which tower you push, you just want to go Lumberloon and try and take a tower quickly, because you're going to be in an Elixir disadvantage the whole game against Elixir pump. So you beat Elixir pump by hopefully getting a tower early when they place their first pump down, and then somehow defending the rest of the game. That's the only ways I've ever normally beat Elixir pump. Luckily, Elixir pump isn't very meta right now, so it's not too much to worry about. But for in the future, when it is in the meta or when you are playing against it, that is how I normally beat it. Unless I'm playing against a player that's just not that good and doesn't understand how to use their Elixir advantage to their advantage, then I can still beat Elixir pump a decent amount of the time. But against a really good Elixir pump player, then you're going to have to do what I just said. Now it's time to hop into a game. I only have Evo Inferno Dragon, so I won't be able to give a demonstration with Evo Lumberjack or Evo Electro Dragon, but I feel like I don't really need to. We can go ahead and hop into this game in League 6, and hopefully I'm able to get this dub. It is still pretty early in the season, so there are good players in this league still. And let's begin. Once again, I'm going to let them make the first play. He goes with guards in the back. I'm going to go with an Inferno Dragon. We can cycle to that evolution, and the guards should be taken care of. He should be placing a card down around now. He puts a wizard down. I want to go Lumberloon on the left, but I'm not going to, because obviously he's going to have 5 Elixir and definitely something else that can counter it. But we go with the Lumberjack. We're going to let this wizard take down our Inferno Dragon. It really doesn't have a chance of doing anything. Oh, he has Ram Rider. So that's not a good card to see when you're using Lumberloon, just because it is such a good counter to Balloon. And it forces out your bowler pretty much every time. We're going to bar barrel this. It gets a single hit. Bowler's going to take care of the wizard, but we are at 2 Elixir. He's going to be in the Elixir advantage by probably about 1 here, especially after that E-Spirit. He isn't too far ahead in Elixir, but he's probably ahead, I assume. We got a hit with the bar barrel, though, which is good, which is why you want to bar barrel high when you can. I didn't say that earlier, but if you guys want a part 2 with even more tips, then let's get to 350 likes on this video, and I will do that. We put that Inferno Dragon down to minimize damage and get to our cycled Evo Inferno Dragon. Hopefully this takes down the shield of the wizard. It does, so we should... Why in the world does he have a P.E.K.K.A? Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have the Inferno Dragon in cycle. I didn't expect a P.E.K.K.A, but we can make something happen, hopefully. Let's just get the wizard gone and keep the E-Drag alive. Can we take this down with no hits? Come on, bar barrel. Okay, I actually didn't need the bar barrel. That was over defense by me. I over defended, which is the last thing you want to do with the deck that you need to have a lot of Elixir for. So yeah, now he goes Ram Rider. I'm barely gonna get this bowler down in time. But the Ram Rider is still gonna do damage to our tower, which we obviously don't want. At least it doesn't get the charge, but it's gonna get 2 hits. It's gonna do a lot of damage, and we're down about 800, 900 damage at the end of single Elixir, which really isn't bad. You're not gonna be ahead a lot of the time at the end of single Elixir. You just have to hope that you're able to play good defense, or not hope, but just play good defense early. We're gonna go with the Evo Inferno Dragon in the back, which probably actually wasn't the play, but we just didn't have a great cycle. So we're gonna go with a Lumberjack here, and we're gonna actually make a bit of a... No, we're not gonna make a push. We're gonna go with a Electro Dragon right here. Hopefully Evo Inferno Dragon can start to make something happen. I think I'm gonna just freeze this so it guarantees gets some good damage to the P.E.K.K.A. Take that down. Beautiful. And we're going to go ahead and tornado this in so we get max value with the bowler. You got to try and get that bowler value when you can. We're going to go with a bar barrel Lumberjack, and this Ram Rider is going to get a ton of damage, which is really annoying. That was well played by him to go with the Ram Rider guards opposite lane, but we're going to counter push now. He has the wizard other side. Well, now wizard's going to be able to defend the Lumberloon because the bowler pushes it, but we have good value here. We can go with a freeze on this and get 2 hits on the tower, most likely. I'm pretty sure it's 2. It might only be 1. Oh, it's only 1. That's really annoying. We're going to go with a bowler. He's going to go with the Ram Rider. Really bad Ram Rider because we get so much bowler value out of this. We're going to tornado that in to the wizard. How did the wizard not get hit? How did the wizard not get hit on that first one? The wizard just got so much value because somehow the bowler did not hit it the first time. Okay, we're going to go with an Electro Dragon back here. He doesn't have a tower. We just have to get a good push. We have to be able to defend. And I like that he's forcing stuff down this left lane. Is he going to go with the Ram Rider opposite side? He really could. He is going to. Okay. That's a good play by him. We're just going to go with the bowler. Quickly stop that charge. And now I'm going to actually tornado all of this in. Get the Electro Dragon to reset the tower so it connects to the Inferno Dragon instead. He's forced to use so much Elixir on that defense, which is perfect for us. We are in the Elixir advantage. We're going to go with... Oh, maybe we aren't. He actually has a lot more Elixir than I thought. We're going to go like this, though. Easily take care of that. The Electro Dragon stays alive. There we go. Okay, we got to get a balloon down now. I know we don't have any Elixir, but it's our biggest hope right now. We have enough for freeze in a second. We can freeze... Oh, wow. We're going to have to leave it. We're going to have to leave it. It's going to get death damage, though, which is, I guess, good. We're going to go with the bowler right here. He might just go with the Ram Rider, which obviously could be a bit of a problem. Oh, he goes Ram Rider in the back. If he went Ram Rider on the other lane at the bridge, that would have probably been a decent play, but he didn't. Now he's giving us opportunity to make a huge counter push with so much Elixir. This is perfect, guys. This actually might be our way of winning. We're going to tornado everything in so that we can freeze everything together. Perfect. The Ram Rider didn't connect to the balloon. Balloon's going to get another hit. Get one more hit and win. Get one more hit. Bang! Let's go. That's what I like to do. That's what I like to see. A W in a good fashion against a pretty good deck that counters us a decent amount. We get the win, and I hope that gameplay was a good demonstration for you guys on how to use the deck. Obviously, there's so many matchups, so many interactions. I can't cover them all in a single video. So let me know down in the comments if you guys want me to make another video about this, if you guys want me to release more gameplay or whatever. But if this video did help you out whatsoever, I would greatly appreciate if you guys would hit that sub button. A very high majority of people that watch my videos do not subscribe. It used to be 99%. I'm going to put the graphic up on the screen to see what it actually is now. I assume it's over 90. It really means a lot if you guys hit that sub because I'm trying to, do this full time. I do TikTok a lot, so check out my TikTok over that way. MNMVP_. I stream every single day. I do Bloons TD battles a lot. I've done a lot of Brawl Stars, Clash Royale, and just kind of whatever. Once again, 350 likes, and I will do a part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.